Jatni of Sikar village was a very sharp woman. She had influence in the whole village, and even her mother-in-law and father-in-law were suppressed by her. Ganga's young son Ramdan used to beat the big wrestlers in the village arena, but he also used to speak in front of his mother. The wise Ramdan had explained to his beautiful wife Supram on the very first day after marriage that every work in the house is done according to the will of the mother, saying, listening, taking, giving, coming and going is all done by the will of the mother. So there was peace in the house. One day Ganga went to pick dry wood in the forest. She was carrying a bundle of wood on her head on her return. She was slowly returning home. On the way the village Panditji met. When Ganga said Pyagi, Panditji boiled down and said with displeasure that after today he will never go to Ganga's house to take alms. There are many affluent houses in the village. If he does not get a handful of flour from Ganga's house, then there will be no shortage. When asked the reason, Panditji roared and said, "Today your daughter-in-law refused to give flour. Your daughter-in-law does not know that I do not come to ask every day. Today someone went after a whole fortnight, yet your daughter-in-law refused to give flour. In Kalyug, the house is the secret of the daughters-in-law. Today I have seen it firsthand. I got very angry after listening to Ganga, boiling," said Panditji. "This joke of the daughter-in-law, that you returned empty-handed, now both I and my husband earn from the earnings of the daughter-in-law's man. My house is not running, there is a lot of flour lying in the house, so what if I have a beautiful face? She has not brought a camel bull as dowry from her father, but her father has sent her away by wrapping her in a red chunri. In what arrogance did he refuse a pandit like you? Come with me now. I will ask him." Panditji's mind started jumping. He thought that today his 5 fingers are in ghee. In the mutual quarrel of mother-in-law daughter-in-law, there will be a lot of dakshina. She took off the bundle of wood from her head and placed it on her head. Ganga went ahead and Panditji went behind, went home. Ganga took the bundle from Panditji's head and ran into the courtyard inside, wringing her hands in anger. She started asking with love, "Tell me when you are. Has she become the owner of this house? Such a wise pundit came to your door, and you chased him away, and then a bowl of flour is a big deal. Who are you to refuse? How dare you refuse while I am alive?" Saying this, Ganga came to Panditji while slamming his feet and said, "There is no flour torn here. Now turn around and walk straight with your nose, you will find some donor. Who is the daughter-in-law to refuse while I am alive? If you want to refuse, then I will do it. Now I refused, now keep going." Panditji was speechless. Ganga turned out to be very clever, did not give flour, on the contrary, brought a bundle of wood to the house, caressing his bald skull buried under the weight of dry wood. Poor Panditji. He left from there with a dry face, thinking in his mind that today a woman was beaten a lot. A bowl of flour was very expensive. Suppressing the insult in his mind, Panditji started looking for an opportunity to take revenge. After a few days Ganga's sick mother-in-law went to heaven. After the ceremony, the pandit was called to immerse the mother-in-law's ashes in the Ganges. Remembering his insult, with a feeling of revenge, Panditji filled the yes, and decided in his mind that instead of a bowl of flour, he did not get 1,000 bowls of flour from him. Then Panditai, "I will leave him." 100 kos before Haridwar, Panditji's in-laws' house was there. 4 years I had not been able to go to my in-laws' house. It used to cost money to go from Sikar to my in-laws' house. Panditji thought in his mind that he would recover the expenses till Haridwar from this host and go to his in-laws' house and have fun. There is a shallow step well in the village of the in-laws, in which the ashes will be thrown back. Panditji did the same. After adding the account of the days of the journey to Haridwar, he returned to Sikar. Ganga paid the entire cost of the mother-in-law's shroud. After a few days, Ganga got the news that Panditji had not even gone to Haridwar, had returned from there after having a lot of fun in his in-laws' house. The Ganga was set on fire. But after thinking of something, she ran away to Panditji's house. On reaching there, it was found that Panditji had gone to Chaudhry's house in the village. Ganga thought this was a good opportunity. Ganga Bagi reached the house of Chaudhry of Bagi village. There many people were chatting with Chaudhry sitting in the courtyard. Ganga said to Panditji in front of everyone, "Panditji, tonight I saw my mother-in-law in a dream. His soul is wandering because Panditji did not immerse his ashes in Haridwar and threw them in the shallow step well." Then Ganga sighed and said, "Panditji, now go to Haridwar somehow, and do Shraddha, or else his soul will wander from the mouth of Ganga in the packed courtyard." Seeing the mystery being revealed, Panditji came to a standstill. If you fall false in front of the hosts, then the donation dakshina will all stop. The next moment, emphasizing your sharp intellect, he said, you have also become crazy. Remembering the habits of your mother-in-law, you used to sit in the house grinding the stove and she used to wander in the whole village. While the wandering nature is still there, if she could return to the village in a dream, then why did she not reach Haridwar directly? Someone had forbidden her to go to Haridwar, but your mother-in-law is in the habit of traveling. She has also returned from Haridwar. If she gets tired of wandering, then she herself will reach back to Ganga. In front of everyone, what are the benefits of getting mother-in-law fajita? She was left feeling the smile on Panditji's face. Panditji's crooked smile Ganga understood very well, but what could happen now? For 1 bowl of flour, the Pandit had charged 1,000 bowls of flour.